12. Commonly confused English words. English is full of words that look or sound similar but have different meanings, which can confuse even native speakers. Learning to use these words correctly can greatly improve your writing and speaking. Here are 12 commonly confused English words and tips on how to remember their proper usage. 1. Affect versus effect. Affect verb, to influence something. Example, the weather affects my mood. Effect, noun, the result of an action. Example, the new law had a positive effect on education. Tip, think of affect, action, and effect, end result. 2. Your versus your possessive pronoun, belongs to you. Example, is this your book? Your, contraction, short for you are. Example, you're going to love this movie. Tip, substitute you are to see if it makes sense. 3. Their versus their possessive pronoun, belongs to them. Example, that's their house. Their, adverb, refers to a place or location. Example, the keys are over there. Their, contraction, short for they are. Example, they're coming to the party. Tip, match there with a location. There with possession, and there with they are. 4. Lose versus loose verb, to misplace or not win. Example, I always lose my keys. Loose, adjective, not tight or secure. Example, my shirt is too loose. Tip, lose has one O because you've lost the other. 5. Its versus its, possessive pronoun, belongs to it. Example, the dog wagged its tail. Its contraction, short for it is or it has. Example, it's a sunny day. Tip, replace with it is to test the meaning. 6. Then versus then, adverb, refers to time or sequence. Example, we went to dinner, then a movie. Than conjunction, used for comparisons. Example, she's taller than her brother. Tip, then as time, then a comparison. 7. Compliment versus compliment, noun, verb, a polite expression of praise. Example, she gave me a nice compliment on my outfit. Compliment, noun, verb, something that completes or enhances. Example, the wine complements the meal perfectly. Tip, compliment to praise, compliment to complete. 8. Stationary versus stationary. Stationary, adjective, not moving. Example, the car remained stationary at the red light. Stationary, noun, writing materials like paper and pens. Example, I bought new stationery for school. Tip, Ian stationery envelope. 9. Farther versus further. Farther, adverb, adjective, refers to physical distance. Example, the park is farther than the school. Further, adverb, adjective, refers to figurative or abstract distance. Example, let's discuss this further tomorrow. Tip, farther equals measurable distance. Further equals to metaphorical distance. 10. Principal versus principal. Principal, noun, adjective, the head of a school or the main part of something. Example, the principal gave a speech. Principle, noun, a fundamental truth or rule. Example, he is a core principle. Tip, remember, the principal is your pal. 11. Desert versus desert. Desert, noun, a dry, sandy area. Verb, to abandon. Example, camels live in the desert. Or don't desert your team. Dessert, noun, a sweet dish after a meal. Example, I love chocolate cake for dessert. Tip, dessert has 2 S because you always want seconds. 12. Advise versus advice. Advise, verb, to give recommendations. Example, I advise you to study regularly. Advice, noun, a suggestion or guidance. Example, her advice was very helpful. Tip, advise equal action. Advice, a thing. Learning these commonly confused words and their correct usage will not only improve your English fluency, but also make your writing and speaking more precise. Practice them often, and soon you'll master the art of distinguishing these tricky pairs.